The big man gets the armband, but our midfield interest is dismissed out of hand. The boys stumble to a pre-season loss, and as from next season, the referees are going to show you who's boss. The good, the bad, and the ugly at Liverpool FC, the weekly podcast from the LFC File. So welcome back one and all for the latest episode of The Good, the Bad and the Ugly at Liverpool FC, brought to you by yours truly, the LFC File. And before we get into it, thanks for the new subscribers and for the views from last week's video and of course the previous videos. I notice a lot of people are watching what's developing into a bit of a back catalogue now, so thanks very much for that. Remember, the blog is available on Facebook, Instagram, and the social media formerly known as Twitter, which is basically X, I believe it's called now. Weird, but there you go. And without further ado, let's get into it. So first, of course, we start off with the good. And for me, this has got to be Liverpool confirming Virgil van Dijk as the captain. To be honest, there isn't a better candidate. I've seen some suggest Trent Alexander-Arnold, but I think it's probably a bit too soon for him, to be fair. And this is why, of course, Mr. Klopp has named Trent Alexander-Arnold as the vice-captain. So, yeah, I don't think many people would argue with that. Maybe Mo Salah, you would imagine, could be in with a shout. Yeah, I can't think of anyone else. And as you can see here, the LFC official website have got the headline, Virgil van Dijk named new Liverpool captain and Trent Alexander-Arnold vice-captain. So, need I say more? In a week where there's not been that much to shout about, I think that's fairly good news. We can move on from Jordan Henderson and the departure of course, James Milner as well. That brings us on to the bad. And for me, this was Liverpool's defeat to Bayern Munich, although it was a pre-season friendly. As Charlotte Coates from the BBC shows here, Liverpool 3, Bayern 4, Captain Virgil van Dijk admits still work to do. So as you can see in the story here, the 32-year-old told LFC TV, there's so many good things and bad things we have to improve. They, Bayern, are a very good opponent and they punish you if you are not on it for a split second, and that is what happened today. I think that's true to say, considering as well Liverpool got into a 2-0 lead, and who was it? Serge Gnabry and who's the other one? Leroy Sané got Bayern back into the game. The two sporting very natty hairstyles, has to be said. Anyway, that apart. So yeah, Luis Diaz got Liverpool back into the lead. In addition to Cody Gakpo and Virgil van Dijk's openers, we can't forget those. Yeah, so 3-2 ahead. And then Josip Stanisic equalised, and then Franz Kracic got the winner for Bayern in extra time. I saw as well that Jürgen Klopp wasn't very happy, but to be fair, from a pre-season perspective and from an entertainment perspective, this was like watching a game of tennis, I have to say. It was end-to-end stuff, back and forth. And both teams really going for it, which is quite rare in pre-season, let's be honest. So, yeah, good game. I wouldn't read too much into it. Very good performances. The only downside, in addition to losing, was unfortunately Alex McAllister got taken off. Hopefully that's not too serious. I think it's not too bad, as Klopp has pointed out after. So, yeah, not great, unfortunately. We move on. And yeah, it is what it is. That brings us on to this week's The Ugly. And the ugly, dare I say it, is Liverpool's pursuit of the Southampton midfielder Romeo Lavia. Now, to be fair, yes, of course, you want a player. It's becoming very much Man United and Mason Mount-esque in the way that Liverpool seem to be making bid after bid. As you can see from the Mail Online here, Tom Balogun reports Liverpool's improved £41 million bid for Romeo Lavia is rejected by Southampton as they hold out for the £50 million fee, and a new Brazilian midfield target emerges. And the new Brazilian midfield target is a gentleman called Andre. I haven't heard of the guy before. He plays for Fluminense. What I've seen on these YouTube videos you see flying around is that he seems a very good prospect, I have to say. A bit more assured, I would say, than Lavia. And for those that know the channel, you know that I'm a fan of Lavia, the young Belgian. But I think 50 million is a little bit rich, to be perfectly honest. He's had one good season. Man City, who sold him to Southampton for, I think, 10 million. So Southampton are obviously in for making a 500% profit. Maybe they need to go on The Apprentice. I think they could do a thing or two. They're looking to make a healthy profit. A tweet here from Sasha Tavolieri, who is a Belgian sports journalist, and he has written, Liverpool FC ready to make a third and ultimate offer for Romeo Lavia. I understand the bid will meet the £40 million transfer fee expectations by Saints FC, plus add-ons. Players side just waiting for LFC to advocate but inform the club, this is Southampton, of his desire to join the Reds. There's a feeling that Klopp's team are the only squad able to do such an offer at the moment. So, an interesting one. Personally, I think is 50 million's probably a bit too much. If they've done their homework on this Andre guy and they seem to like him, to be honest, I would rather just spend 22 million and you get an equally as probably more effective player. Doesn't have Premier League experience, however. Does that equal 28 million? I don't think so. Nah. And before I wrap up, I would just like to comment on this article that I've found from Richard Jolly in The Independent, where he says, football to crack down on referee dissent and tragedy chanting. And it's actually not a moment too soon, to be perfectly honest. As you can see from the picture, there's good old Ronaldo there doing what he does best, yelling in the referee's face. Well, apart from scoring the odd free kick, let's be fair. Yeah, this is one of the ugliest things in the game. This persistence surrounding the referee is just ridiculous. I mean, yes, be disappointed by all accounts, by all means, disagree with the guy by all means, but this, what you can see here is, this is not the worst as well. Liverpool players are guilty of it as well, and it's something which has to stop. Once the referee makes his decision is made, and this, in my opinion, above all, is about having respect. It's about having respect for authority. No matter what the referees do, we may agree or disagree, at the end of the day, the decision is final, and that's all there is to it. Because when there's a decision that goes for a team, and most people can see that the referee's probably made a mistake, you never see the team who benefit go running around the referee saying, referee, you've made a mistake. This never happens. But really, guys, we need to fix up. Yeah, you want to get the upper hand, but this is not the way. I'll leave it there. Rant over. So, thanks for coming by. Remember, if you've liked the content, press the like button, subscribe, press the notification bell so you get a notification when the next content is going to be available, probably next week around the same time. And of course, remember, the blog is available on Facebook, Instagram, and the social media that was formerly known as Twitter, now called X. So, which I find a bit odd, but anyway, there you go. That's Elon Musk for you. So yeah, thanks a lot everyone for stopping by. Stay safe, enjoy the weekend, look after yourselves, and until next week, your LFC File. Bye guys.